I used to trade everything, to be very honest, in the beginning. Spend on learning first. It limits your over trading.
Morning, Lay. How are you?
So how are you?
Yeah, good, thanks. A little early there, I imagine, for you.
Yes, it's 4 in the morning right now. It's about to be 2 hours from now, and we have a New York Open.
Yeah, exactly. Things are getting moving. 7 o'clock Eastern. Yeah, it should be an interesting week, I think. So, what do you trade? You sound like you might be an equities trader.
Yeah, good. So, good question. So I used to trade everything, to be very honest, in the beginning, just like everybody else. But now
Yeah.
I have come to basically conclusion that I would be trading gold and US 30 because it
Okay.
moves pretty much in a way that I love the market to be moving in terms of volatility. That's best. And in terms of also when the direction is right and when the direction is pretty much done for the day, you know what you're doing in a way that you're getting more out of the move than just, let's say, if I would say I would get an SM because I'm an SMC trader, right? So let's say if I find the same SMC setup for Euro USD, that's going to be barely, let's say, 30 pips in certain amount of time. But then when I choose gold, it's going to be probably 70 pips, right? So
Yeah, indeed.
I like
Yeah.
that.
No.
I like that part of the
I
equity.
understand. Yeah, I understand where you're coming from. FX has been a little, well, it's boring, I suppose, hasn't it? There's not really a lot of movement there, which makes, yeah.
I miss the
Obviously
times when I miss the time when we used to have Donald Trump tweeting every now and then, so that FX used to just jump in all the time.
Yeah, indeed. I think it will return. I think it's just at the moment we're better focusing our attention on, like you say, US 30, Nasdaq,
Yeah.
gold, of course, always volatile. Okay, so you mentioned SMC, Smart Money Concepts. So you learnt a lot from ICT, I imagine, the mentor.
I actually learned from ZM Capital, Zain Mokhlis. He's from UK too.
Okay, don't know him, but go on.
He has a group. He has a group called ZM Capital. So I found him actually, to be very honest, not long ago. It was a year and a half ago, and then I was trading all of the strategies. But at that point, when I found him, I was trading breakouts, and I was successful. I was getting payouts, but it was, how do I say, it was not, I never felt like it's my own strategy. I never felt like it's something that's like something suits me as my personality. Well, it suits me in my personality as per, because I'm not patient. So that's that portion of it. It suits me. But apart from that, I don't like the idea of scalping, because if your RR is not positive, and if you're not winning enough trades, you have to work hard enough to come back up every time you lose, right?
Yeah.
So when I found the SMC and when I saw a couple of videos on YouTube, and I saw like, okay, when I saw his video, first of all, I found out that myself, it was easy to understand whatever he was telling me. It was coming off very easy. So for me, that communication was most important part of it. And second was obviously the strategy, which was that, and now I found a strategy where I don't have to look for 10, 15, 20 pips, and then second, my RR is a bit bigger. My first trade, I remember I took on GBP USD, which was a buy limit. And the funny thing is, after coming from a strategy like breakouts, and now you have a buy limit with stop loss, which is roughly 12 pips. And then when I woke up, literally the trade activated automatically, hit the POI, and then it was about like 70 pips next day morning. And I'm like, what just happened? I'm like, from that moment, it was like an eye opener. Like, it was like, you know what, this is a good strategy, and let me get more into it. And then I went even more. Yeah.
Great. Okay. Well, it sounds like we need to find out a little bit more about this strategy. So essentially a smart money concept strategy. So I guess you're using concepts like order blocks and FEGs and all the other ICT concepts.
Yes.
How are you utilizing those? Because of course there's many concepts. I mean, we don't need to use all of them to create a effective strategy. Yeah. We need to find which works well for you personally. And then obviously you've done that. So maybe you could show us maybe an example of just a typical setup that you look for.
Yes, let me share you my screen here. You can see the chart, right?
Yeah, you can see gold on the 15-minute chart. Yeah.
Yes. So this was the last trade I took. So this is the one that is open already. So this is the one buy setup I took. Reason being, and now I'll tell you what are the things that I look for now before I tell you the reason for this trade. So the things that I look for on an SMC setup is not exactly same as a lot of people look for outside, because they look for a lot of confirmation, FVG, a lot of other stuff. Me, myself, I look for basically a couple of things here, which is, I'll just show you with the, 1 second. Let me just use this, that's fine. Yeah, so I look for basically most important 4 things. First is the overall direction of the day, right? So when I look for the daily candle over here, before the day even started, this was the yesterday, the red bearish candle right here. So for me to see this candle over here, and in order to see the market, to see overall SMC direction in terms of daily, I see that this is in a short term, in a 4-hour period, is going to come and test this point of interest because of imbalance. Now, imbalance is the biggest part of my strategy. Imbalance and liquidity. So a lot of liquidity is being built over here as well. A lot of liquidity, trend line liquidity is right here.
Yeah.
And then you can also say that this is also trend line liquidity, kind of, right? Like pretty much. This is the overall 4-hour time frame. Now let's go to 30 minutes, because I don't look for trades on 4 hours, because that's like a long-term trade. Yeah. So in 30 minutes, when I come to the chart, yesterday when I came to the chart, I see like the moment that start or the push up was basically from here, the last moment, the last cycle, right? The last cycle from here and went all the way towards here. So now all this push basically started from here, but I don't see no clear POI, or I don't see point of interest, or I don't see imbalance to target. So the only last imbalance I see before all this zigzag move is a little bit of imbalance over here, right here, clean candle with no wicks, right? So what I do is I mark over here and I go to, let's say, 15 minutes to see if I see a zone. On a 15 minute, now, the zone for me is pretty much one thing only, and one type of candle, which is indecisive candle. So for me, I have to find an indecisive candle, which is right next to imbalance or around the imbalance. And after that, I assume that there is no imbalance. I see that there is no imbalance, and I assume that with the daily moment that I saw, with the daily that is open currently, I assume that buys will be in more favor. So that's why this trade was taken. And I actually got out over here somewhere, right over here, because I don't like to hold much. And then again, all this happened later on.
Okay, so your entry was somewhere in that blue box.
Right here, right around here.
Yeah.
Right around.
Okay. And what's your entry model for? You're buying as a buy limit down there, is it, or something like that?
Yes. So most of the time is buy limit. Nowadays, for gold, I prefer. So for USD is buy limit for sure. I don't do anything apart from buy limit. For gold, sometimes I prefer manually, because sometimes I like to see on a 1 minute change of character happening. So change of character happening, and I want to see like proper break of structure and etc. on a 1 minute. Sometimes I don't even look for this, and sometimes I just go for 15 minute and 30 minute time frame. So like something like this, for example, this is not even a trade that I would take, because this is just a random POI. But I see only thing I see is imbalance, but no clear liquidity over here, which is near to the POI. I don't like liquidity to be upside, like to be too high or to be too low in terms of sales. I want it to be like around how would I say, the POI, point of interest, somewhere around here or somewhere around here.
Okay. So you wouldn't buy that purely based on that order block, on that time
frame. Exactly. So I wouldn't buy just blindly because, okay, yeah, this order block is also holding, so let me also get into buys and see like, okay, how far I can get like 40, 50 pips or etc. Because I've tried this before, and it's hit and miss. It's gonna go a little bit higher and then ends up coming to stop loss. So there's no point. This is not a clear structure.
Okay. And you're looking to target liquidity above these positions, obviously. So what's your definition of a drawn liquidity? What are you looking for here?
Oh, in terms of liquidity, you mean?
Yeah. So exit liquidity. What are you looking for with regards to FEGs? failure swings, that kind of thing?
So usually, earlier what I used to do was I used to look for liquidity. So earlier I used to look for liquidity. So if I'm selling, I'm looking for liquidity at the bottom to see what's the target profit is going to be. Now a lot of time has happened that price comes off, especially in US 30. I've noticed the price comes off to the how do I say, imbalance zone, doesn't fulfill the imbalance completely, and comes up all the way to the high and breaks my stop loss. So at that point, I'm learning that I've been up so much throughout the trade, but I don't take it out because I'm not a trader that takes out certain percentage of trade, closes out when it's up certain. So for me, it's a full trade close. So a lot of time I found out that when that happened, I lost a lot of winning trades. Sometimes I'm up 1 to 4, 1 to 5, 1 to 6, and then I'm aiming for 1 to 7, just the extra 3 hour, but then that never happened. So I changed it. What I did was now I'm targeting the last low or last highs.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. And you're taking partials there, or are you just simply closing it out there?
I just close it everything, no partials. This is one thing I want to learn. This is for 2024's to-do list, is that be a guy who also does close partials.
Yeah.
This is new. This is my new, because I've never, in this last 6 years of trading, I don't know why, for some reason I never felt comfortable closing partials. I always wanted to close the whole trade.
Yeah, I mean it's just a natural evolution, isn't it? You know, you're looking to take off a certain percentage at a certain level, and then let some run for, let it run, move to break even.
Absolutely.
If it takes you out of break even, it takes you out, but you've already bagged 80%. If you get a runner, you get a runner. You know, sometimes these, especially with gold, especially with US 30, these things can move. Okay, so what would you say? What would you say is the most useful of the concepts that you've taken on board from ICT? Which ones?
To be very honest, the most common or the most general I can say that is useful to me a lot is just supply and demand in general. I know those things are very vague in terms of ICT. They go way beyond that. They go way beyond that. But I feel like if you just stick to I don't need to know FVG. I don't need to know a lot of things to complicate my trading, which is fine. A lot of people make a lot of money doing that. But for me, for my personality, I feel like SMC, the version that I know, or the version that I've created in my system, works off well in a way that I'm getting 1 to 4. 1 to 4 is my bare minimum, so I'm getting 1 to 4s pretty consistently. So nice. For me, that's something that I want to stick to, in a way that I'm not complicating my trading. Because earlier I used to, earlier days, like earlier 3 years ago, 2 years ago, I used to trade EMAs, SMA. My charts used to look like literally
We tend to get attracted to every new shiny penny, don't we? Every time there's something else, so we add it to our charts and we think it's going to be the holy grail, but of course it just confuses us even more. And okay, sounds like you've taken the concepts and molded them to your way of thinking, and you fully understand those. And 1 to 4, I mean, that's a great risk reward. So, from a win rate perspective, you only need 30% really. I mean, nothing. I mean, exactly. Yeah, great. Fantastic. Okay, so any times of day that you prefer to trade?
Very good question. I only trade nowadays New York session. I sometimes trade in between of the lap over of London and New York, which is right after the London Open, and after that the 4-hour candle closes. Right after that, so between that 4-hour and the New York 4-hour, that block, because I've noticed one thing, that block has a lot of for SMC traders especially, a lot of POIs is being tapped during that time, and those POIs are the good POIs too, not like the ones that I tapped during the Asian session, because those
exactly
doesn't hold. Yeah.
No, Asia session doesn't really mean a lot when it comes to equities, but okay. So maybe you could show us maybe one more example, just maybe US 30 example, just to give us a.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I want to show the US.
If you got something handy.
So I had actually I removed it over here, but I had a trade over here, to be very honest, right here, and I actually did a mistake. I did a rookie mistake over here, which was right here. Right here. So if you see everything, I was monitoring this market on 15 minutes, just before the move up happened. I was monitoring this market, and on 15 minutes, I noticed that I saw this change of character. So if I go on smaller time frame, I could see this pretty clearly. Yeah, right here. Okay, so I saw this change of character right
above us, swing high, sure. Yeah.
And then I saw this, that the best thing that was happening that I've seen in my model a lot, that I have taken screenshots literally and saved it, so that I see that model happening and I'm like excited, all turned up and be ready. So this is the model. I love when the liquidity is like this on a 5 minute or a 15 minute.
Yeah, like some
not too high.
Yeah.
It's not too low. It's perfect, just above here. And the last POI that I see is not an indecisive candle, I know, but it's a good candle to work on. And if I go on 3 minutes, it might be, I think it might be an indecisive candle. Let me see. Yeah, it is actually right here. Yeah. Right here, you can see it. So, okay, there you go. Yeah, so this was the trade. Now I took an entry on the first tab right here. I was looking constantly. I took the first tab, I was up certain amount here, and when it came down around here, right around here, exactly at the bottom, I looked at the 4 hour and I was like, you know what, when I looked at the 4 hour, I was like, there might be a possibility that I'm probably gonna get a faked out, because again, the reason being imbalance over here, 4 hour imbalance, all this clean imbalance, never touched. So I was scared. I was like, you know what, instead of getting into trade, which is just a 5 minute confirmation or 10 minute confirmation, let me just get out instead of just be part of a zigzag for next 20 minutes again. And I got out and kaboom, this is exactly what happened.
Of course, of course.
So I was obviously pissed, because this was a very, very beautiful move just after when I got out. And it's funny, because all of us traders, we have seen this many times. We think it's personal, but it's like, it's part of the market. But exactly when we get out is exactly when the things happen. So it was funny.
And that is, what is that? This is Vancouver time, is it? Yeah. So that big move happened.
This happened after open. So this was the 6:30. So this is the 6:30 London, and sorry, New York. Sorry, my bad. 6:30 New York. And then this was after New York, when the actual movement of the day did the chalk. And that's exactly what happened. The actual moment of the day did the chalk. When it came down, was just a retest. It was not like this was not a fake out as per.
So that's like a afternoon move, is it? Yeah. So
this move exactly happened at the new 4 hour candle, which is at 10. So this is the new 4 hour candle right here that just shot up right here, if you can see it. And this, I've noticed one thing. This 4 hour that opens up at 10 local time as my time has a lot of volume, most of the times being because also that's the last 4 hour that's gonna carry the day, and that's the 4 hour that is after the decision kind of has been made that which side are we going for the day. Because
it's the afternoon session, I suppose, isn't it? It's 1 o'clock. Is that right?
Pretty much, yeah.
1 o'clock New York.
Yeah. So that's like I've noticed that kind of helps me, but not yesterday. Yesterday was me myself that kind of, not yesterday, last time it was, I think this was Thursday. Yeah, it was Thursday. So I missed this move actually. And after this, I haven't found anything. This move I saw, but again, for me, anytime I see liquidity below it, I tend to avoid those setups, because there's chances that this might not even stop here. This is not even it's not even a candle that I'm looking for bias over here.
No, exactly. You've got equal lows sitting above liquidity like that. I mean, yes, it's asking for it, isn't it? So, yeah.
Exactly.
You don't want an order block with a fair value gap above it. No.
I like what I'm seeing here today. Today looks like it's going to be good. I also use one more feature that I use from. I don't use EMS, but I use kill zones, and I only use it for Asian range, because it helps a lot. As soon as Asian ranges are tapped and it's broken high into, like just after London Open, it's broken off to, the POIs are being tapped, just like I told you, the late London or early New York. And that's when I would love my POIs to be tapped. So that's like, this is the period from last 2 hours to next 2 hours is the period where I would hope my POIs to be tapped.
Okay. So you're thinking maybe Asia highs get taken there, or Globex highs?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. That's the how do I say, plan and think of the plan of a thing or whatever. But again, if it doesn't happen, it's part of the day. It's fine. I will just leave it the way it is and probably look for gold. If gold doesn't give me setup, then maybe tomorrow.
No news, I think today. First news of the week is possibly tomorrow, today. I think, isn't it? Yeah.
I think today we have something today, if I'm not wrong.
Nothing major, I don't think.
Nothing major. Nothing major.
Nothing. Yeah. No red flag, I don't think today.
Yeah.
PMIs maybe tomorrow and ECB Thursday, but okay. Could we see your FundedNext dashboard just to give us an idea of your, risk reward and win rate?
Good question. Now for FundedNext, I think the account that I had the live account was breached. It was breached because I was in Bahamas. I was vacationing and I broke my rule that I would trade from there.
Never trade when in the Bahamas.
Yes, sir. And the funniest thing is, I told my wife a million times I will carry my phone, but I will not carry the empty file inside it. I'll delete it, and I still ended up doing it. So
always uninstall MT5 when you go on holiday. I think that's a good rule.
That's the whole plan. And even till now, I'm learning discipline every day. Every day I'm learning a new part of discipline, but at one portion I couldn't stop myself. Like, hey, it's fine. It's just 7 days. I'm getting back to. I'm getting back to it, and So one more thing I don't like also is in SMC. I've noticed since last year also is that I don't like the January market, because just like in every candle when it sets up, let's say even 5-minute candle, when it's opening, it tends to go opposite direction first before making its actual move. So make a wick and go, right? So just like a yearly candle, this is a January, which is the first moment of the candle.
Yeah. Of the annual candle. Yeah. This is the Judas swing of the year. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. So I just want to make sure that I don't be part of this from any on January's from now on, because I want to make sure the market from Feb or late Feb kind of makes more sense for that perspective to play out.
Yeah. No, I mean, this from a SMC point of view, this is a interesting start to the year. Now we've run previous years buy-side liquidity. Of course, this can be seen as a manipulation, accumulation of that liquidity. So this could set up some very nice shorts for, as you say, February, March. So it could be a nice Q3, could be a very nice Q1. But yeah, no.
And US30 is so super bought. US30 is all-time high. We need some sort of retracement. So we are looking for.
Yeah, I think they all are. I think Nasdaq is, SP 500. They're all at all-time highs. So yeah, I mean, you would imagine there should be some kind of retracement, but who knows? We need the Fed to give us a little bit more of a clear idea what they want to do with interest rates, and of course, inflation. PCE maybe on Friday will give us an indication of that. So okay. I mean, if you don't want to share your FundedNext dashboard, that's fine. We can move on. That's not a problem.
Because I'm going to start the new challenge pretty much just after the Fed. I don't want to touch right now because I might do something that I don't want to do in January.
Yeah. No, that's fine. Okay, let's leave that. Okay, you can stop. You can stop sharing your screen if you wish.
So I would say that just be patient. Spend some time. Spend some. Invest some money in terms of learning in a way that you're utilizing all this modern era availabilities like prop firms. Because when I started 6 years ago, there was no prop firm at that point, or there was.
No, indeed. Yeah. Not something as easy accessible as it is now. I mean, it's so easy now, isn't it? Yes.
It's so easy, and they are technically saving so much money, I would say. Reason being, if I give my example, at that time there was no prop firm. I used to put like 5,000 CAD, 6,000 CAD in my own account, and then while learning stages, I used to blow that money literally in a few days. Now, they can learn it and then apply it in a way that they don't spend all that money in their own account, and they can make way more than they could have had in $5,000 account. So when they have all these availabilities around them, I feel like they have more reasons to be patient, or more reasons to be like stick to the game or stick to the plan.
Oh, yeah.
I wish I had that before.
No, I mean, like you say, I mean, I've been trading similar time, 7-8 years now, so it makes a lot more sense to not risk your own funds, even if you do have,
Yes,
thousands in the bank, tens of thousands in the bank. It doesn't make any sense to risk that. It makes much more sense to learn, like you say, first, but then just buy yourself a $500 account or a $1,000 account. Gives you the leverage, gives you the true amount of capital that you should be trading with. Because of course, personal accounts of $5,000, $10,000, they're not really enough to make a living off. And you're going to be over leveraging, you're going to be over risking, you're going to be over trading to try and make a living off it. But of course, 100k accounts, 200k accounts, you can make a living off those quite easily.
Exactly. And just like you said right now, it kind of makes more sense now when you said it the way you said it, is that it limits your over trading. Because when you have a business size account, you make good amount of money, and then you don't need to trade 15 days in a month. You may trade like 5 days, 6 days in a month, and you may be good for the whole month.
Yeah, you can really fine tune your trading down to those pretty much 100%
exactly
A+ set, A+ setup if you want to call it that, but entirely whatever. Okay, how are you finding trading with FundedNext? Are you happy with the slippage and the spreads and all the other?
Oh yeah, definitely. I love the spreads. Spreads are amazing. Slippage has never been an issue for me. Apart from slippage has never been an issue for me.
I guess trading in New York it won't be. No.
Yeah, trading in New York never has been. And then dashboard is beautiful, simple, perfect. I love the way that you guys process your payouts. It's quick, nice.
Quick now, isn't it? Really quick.
Beautiful. Yeah. 24 hours. That's crazy.
Yeah, no, it's good. It's all good. We've got a good system going on here. We're attracting lots of new clients. We're #1 website, so yeah, lots of audience participation. So yeah, it's all good.
Every person that I come across that wants to know about trading or kind of like get into this, that's exactly what I suggest. Learn it and come to FundedNext so that you can bring your trading to the next level. Because to be very honest, a lot of people feel like outsiders, not the trading realm people, but outsiders. When they heard about the idea of prop firm, they feel like this is too good to be true. For them, this is like, them is like, oh, it's like a genie. This is like a genie. Who's gonna give you $200,000 to trade for?
It does sound like that when you say it, but if you can abide by the rules and you can be strict with your trading and you can stay within the drawdowns, it really is a gift.
Absolutely.
So, all right, Lay, I think I've taken up enough of your time. I'll let you get ready for the trading day, and good luck. Good luck with the funded accounts, and speak to you again.
Thank you so much. It was great talking to you. Take care.
See you. Bye.
Bye.